So this is Christy Casey Sanders from Plan Your Meetings, and I'm going to take a little walk around the exhibit hall. So if you weren't here in person, you can see some of our sponsors. Hey!
Hey,
So you're with Hands Up Incentives.
indeed, yes.
So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we're a specialist incentive travel company that focuses on sustainability and CSR initiatives throughout every trip that we organize.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm going to show people a little brochure. Hands Up Incentives. Awesome. Thank you so much for sponsoring GMIC or for exhibiting.
It's a pleasure, Christy.
Okay, now we've got Bowers Intelligent Transportation.
Hey.
Hey, gang. I'm just capturing a little bit of the trade show floor just for our virtual
Video going.
attendees. Yeah, so
Impressive.
I saw one of your trucks, vans outside, actually. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Oh, all right. Well, so we have the largest fleet in California, largest motor coach fleet in the United States. All of our motor coaches are Blue Tech diesel, and then all of our shuttles are either Blue Tech diesel or CNG. And so, meaning that we're one of the most fuel efficient or the most fuel efficient, at least in California, not to mention in the nation. And then all of our iCar service, which we just recently implemented, we have 30 Mercedes SUVs, 2013. They're either Blue Tech, diesel, or hybrids. So pretty much every vehicle that we have in our fleet is a green vehicle.
Awesome. So do you
And
operate?
luxury.
Oh, excellent. So do you operate only in California, or do you
No,
operate?
We have a lot in Santa Clara, San Francisco, and LA, and then we do nationwide stuff and really promote this idea. But other than that, we also do the corporate commuter programs as well.
Our event logistics management team is nationwide,
Yeah.
and although we do not use the Bowers vehicles, we focus on staying green for all events that we do throughout the nation, and we also do international events. So
Great, well-
we definitely make sure to focus on shuttling everyone and not, using vehicles that require a lot of different stuff. We stay along the lines of the Bauer vehicles. So
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here.
And our corporate commuter shuttles. So we create solutions for large corporations like these big tech companies. We're the first to do. We get kind of blamed for the Google buses and stuff like that. But
Oh, so to get people from their homes to work every day.
Yes.
Oh,
And so
wow.
That is the progressive idea that we were the first to do.
Excellent.
So we're kind of the forefront in that, as well as the type of vehicles that we use.
Very cool. Well, thank you very much for being here and supporting GMIC.
No problem.
We're going to take a little walk down the hall. And we have the Inn
Yeah, I get.
Marin, the Marin Inn, or Inn Marin. So there's nobody here at this booth, but one of the news items they have is that they saved more than 200,000 gallons of water in a 2-month period. We heard about from them yesterday, actually. So if you've seen our live broadcast, she talked about it. It was just 2 months where they installed a really smart water metering program. And we're able to save that much. So it's very cool. They're part of the California Green Lodging Program as well. Excellent. We didn't really get to see anybody from Disney, but we did get to see brochures. So here's a look at some of their resorts. And they had Rice Krispie snacks earlier, which went like hotcakes. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing? So this is Clean Canteen. So I was just giving our virtual audience a little walkthrough
everyone.
since they couldn't be on the exhibit floor and some of them had requested. So can you tell us a little bit about Clean Canteen and what's available for events?
Happy to. So I'm here from Clean Canteen. We're the original stainless steel water bottle. It's our 10th anniversary. And so what we do is provide a reusable option for single use or compostables. So usually in the event space, the most popular thing is the pint cup. It can be used, traditionally we use it a lot outside for festivals and multi-day events, but it's a great solution for all throughout your day to use for water, beverages, happy hour, cocktail time, coffee, all those kind of things. And it's a great way to have your brand put on the front or any sponsorships put on the back. There's a couple different options that you can have the consumer be able to absorb the cost into, say, when they're registering for an event or a conference, rather than having the event absorb that cost. You can go to our website at cleancanteen.com and they can have that information. I have everything in PDF form for you to see.
Awesome.
Yeah, lots of other things to choose from. So
Great.
happy to be a sponsor of the event.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here and supporting
Welcome.
TMIC.
Sure. Uh-huh.
Cool. And then we have this really interesting display of our social media. You know, I was wondering if it was connected with Autodesk, maybe? I'll ask when I get down to that station. So let's see, I'm going to tilt my head over. So this is Bardessono, Napa Valley. It looks like they're in Yountville, California, and they are LEED Platinum certified. So there's nobody at this booth, so I will just flip through a little brochure so you can kind of see. Endearing service and sustainability seems to be their pillars, and look at how zen this is. That's Magnolia Grove and Lucy's Patio. Private dining. That looks nice. Hi, little plant. So now, wow, it looks like we've got a bunch of national parks. Hey. Good. How are you doing?
Thank you.
So what I'm doing is I'm walking around the trade show floor so our virtual audience can see who's exhibiting here and who's supporting GMIC. So will you tell me a little bit about Grand Teton Lodge?
Teton Lodge Company is part of Vail Resorts, and we are the management company that manages all of the properties and activities. This is so
I know, and I just was going to say if you wouldn't mind speaking up a little bit because
Okay.
it gets
Yeah,
me really high.
I talk low. Anyway, I'm representing the Jackson Lake Lodge, which was built by the Rockefellers in the 50s. Beautiful property and at the forefront of sustainability back then. I mean, they started doing this stuff before it was even known. And so we have all kinds of really amazing aspects of sustainability going on right now, and we have 385 guest rooms, which are mainly in cottages that surround the lodge, and then the lodge itself has 46 rooms and the most amazing restaurant and lobby that looks out at the Grand Tetons.
Awesome. Do you have some pictures?
I do. This is what we look at from the lodge. This might show you better. So this is the back of the building. This is the lobby inside that looks up at these mountains. We operate all of the activities. So we have horseback riding right there, river rafting, river floats, cruise boats that go across Jackson Lake to the Elk Island. And that brings me to, we are the #1 wildlife viewing location in the country, even including Alaska, because there's such a small area with such a large concentration of animals. We see grizzly, black bear, moose, elk, bald eagles. I mean, it's phenomenal, and it's an experience that I try to tell people they can't miss. You know, it's just, so we're 26 miles from the Jackson Hole Airport, and about 30 miles from the town of Jackson Hole, which is a really fun cowboy town. We own and manage the golf course as well, and it's close to the airport. But being in a national park, we have lots of, like I said, the Rockefellers kind of started it, and we are very protective of our environment. And we have no televisions in our rooms. We just got high-speed wireless because our meeting attendees have to have that, but for the most part, when people come to see us, they want to be outside.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing.
My pleasure. I kind of wish
That's okay. Yeah, so then we have Green Key meetings. So this is an environmental audit for hotels and resorts that host meetings of any size. Co-created with meeting planners, it was developed to reflect the green needs of the business event industry. That's really interesting because at greenkeyglobal.com, there's one of our virtual viewers who made a comment on a YouTube video last night. He was wondering if there was some kind of certification that actually certifies meetings. I had no idea there was. So now I get to share with him that, yes, Green Key Global. So the core areas of audits are carbon, energy waste, water, air quality, information training under the communication, activities or purchasing, auditing and community. There's people, there's exhibitions, waste management, materials management, and audiovisual. So it looks like it runs alongside the same as the Apex ASTM standards. Very cool. Very cool.
Oh, really?
Hey, Keystone, Colorado.
Hi there.
Good. How are you doing?
Yeah, good.
I was just capturing just some things from our exhibitors because the virtual audience wasn't here to be on the trade show floor, and they had questions. They wanted me to take a walk around and say hi to people.
Film?
You are,
Isn't
yeah.
that something?
So tell me a little bit about Keystone.
Keystone, Colorado has our big story is that we've been practicing sustainability for a long time, and the reason for that is that we operate within the national forest, and so it has made good business sense for us to take care of the environment that we operate in. So our first recycling truck was purchased over 15 years ago. We started doing this sort of stuff way before it was sexy and the cool thing to do. So.
And you've also been supporters of GMIC for many,
long
many
time.
years, because I
Yeah.
remember seeing you in Pittsburgh,
Yes,
and that was,
yeah.
what, 2008?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
A long time. And then I was co-founder of the Rocky Mountain chapter, so I've been involved in a long time, and a big believer. And the moral of the story is that we have a story to tell, but we don't do a good job of doing it and telling it. So this gives me a great opportunity to do that.
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being
welcome.
here and
Yeah, my
supporting
pleasure.
GMIC.
Yeah.
And so if you are in Denver or some of the mountain villages surrounding and you want to learn more about sustainability, do you want to give them the Rocky Mountain chapter website?
Yes, I would if I knew
Could remember.
exactly what that is.
All right, friends, so what you need to do is you need to Google
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain chapter
Or
GMIC.
GMIC, and then click on chapter. And,
Awesome.
and we're in there. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Then we have the Marin Convention and Visitors Bureau. So visit marin.org. They brought us some citrus, which I assume is grown there, and they also have a cheese trail. So it looks like if you've got a group of foodies, this is an interesting destination. And they provide local retailers. So that was one thing that we were talking about yesterday, is that's one way in which CVBs can help meeting planners, is to point them in the direction of local things that can give their attendees a sense of place and giving back to the community. So ShowNets, this is an event network service. So it looks like it is on-demand Wi-Fi. So if you have difficulty getting your venue to provide the kind of bandwidth that you need, or if you have lots of complicated things like what's going on here where we're live streaming, plus we're also hosting hundreds of people, this might be a good option. I'm actually going to steal a chocolate, but after I finish filming. So ShowNets, Quick Mobile. If you've been following our Twitter feed at all, you know all about Quick Mobile and the wonderful Trevor Rold and Tahira and Dean. And this is a really lovely pulsating booth, which looks like it's all modular. So we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, is that this is a great way that you can create a fresh booth to be able to swap them out. So they really literally did create a booth that's very Lego-like, that you can just kind of swap out individual pieces on. So we have Super Shuttle. This is definitely how I got here from the airport, and how I'm going to be going back tomorrow. So if you're not aware of it, Super Shuttle has transportation options from airports to hotels or to individual residences sometimes, depending on the different markets they're in. It is a really affordable and fabulous way of getting to and from the airport. So I always look for Super Shuttle before I book anything or take a cab. And now we're at Double Dutch. Hey, y'all.
Hi.
You're welcome to stay. I didn't mean to chase you off. No, I was kind of narrating for the booths of people who were, I guess, were inside working on the group challenges or maybe had taken a walk. because I'm the virtual moderator, and one thing that they kept on tweeting over and over again is they really wanted to see who was exhibiting.
Oh,
So while we had some time, I was just taking a walk along the exhibit and kind of, so do you want to just a little bit double dutch?
yeah, absolutely. We specialize in mobile apps for events, conferences, and meetings. We have a display of what our app actually looks like in real time. We have an internal news feed so people are able to quickly see, what people are posting about, what photos are being shared, which exhibitor booths are being checked into, various ways of saying, questions to the speakers as well. So kind of getting instant feedback in a real-time basis. Here we have our game day, which is basically something you can have on a very large screen during your conference to have everyone interacting and getting people involved into the mobile app. You see the leaderboard, which includes gamification, so people are more likely to participate so they can get to the top, and maybe the event organizers can offer some sort of prize for like the top 3 people. And then you can see the most liked comments on there, the most liked pictures, and all of the above. Furthermore, we have our really awesome mugs here called Data Geeks.
Oh, that's what I am.
Double Touch is all about helping the event organizers gather data after their event. So basically, every tap, every touch, every like, every comment is tracked through the back end of Double Dutch's system, and so the event organizer is able to see, what's being, watched, or which sessions are being most attended, what are people saying about these sessions, kind of getting those surveys and polling in real time as well. And after the event is over, you're able to get an engagement report to see, who were the most influential speakers, who were the best exhibitors, who got the most leads. So it's an all-encompassing mobile app to kind of help revolutionize your event and make it super user-friendly and super intuitive as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you for supporting GMIC.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
All right, so now we have a really rugged display here. So let's see, Yosemite National Park, Tenaya Lodge at Yosemite, and the Ahwahnee. So this looks like a really awesome place to kind of get away from it all. And they have a little factoid here being held by this very cute bear. It says in 2013, 16 of us were killed by speeding tourists. In the end, we conserve what we love what we understand, and we understand what we are taught. So it looks like, conservation and awareness, sustainability is a part of how they operate. And they even have a green guide to Yosemite National Park, so you can take a look at it. For meeting planners who aren't aware, a lot of national parks actually do have lodging, and those lodges tend to have meeting facilities, and if they are state-run, a lot of times they're really incredibly affordable. So that'd be a good option if you are looking for unconventional meeting spaces. Okay, now we're at the Sands. So we heard from Paul Salinger that he was really impressed with their back-of-house composting operations. For those of you who have not ever heard of the Sands, it looks like this is the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore. There's also the Sands Cotai Central in Macau, the Venetian in Macau, the Sands Macau, the Venetian, the Palazzo, and the Sands Expo in Las Vegas, which is what I'm familiar with, and the Sands Bethlehem, which is in Pennsylvania. Hey, ladies.
How are you doing?
Good. So I was just walking around the trade show floor because the virtual attendees wanted to see who was exhibiting. So do you mind telling me a little bit about Modern Honolulu?
Sure. We are a boutique property in Waikiki. We're brand new. We're about 2 years young. And it's really great being part of this brand because you can actually see the team form their green, sustainable practices and culture. So it's such a new hotel. It's exciting to be part of that branding and that kind of innovation, if you will. It's a smaller boutique property on the west side of Waikiki, and the Hawaiian people are so cultured, and they really have this like genuine commitment to protecting the land, or the aina. So it's really cute to see that kind of come from the bottom up and the top down. So the Modern Honolulu, being new, they have a lot of new things going on. A lot of the the owners actually did some of the infrastructure and the equipment to make sure that they are reducing water waste and energy, trying to conserve energy as well. And then the people recycle like nobody's business, and they do harbor cleanups. It's a beautiful location to do a lot of like boating things, and you'll see the trash just like wash up on the shores. So the people will come. We'll even get groups involved to come out and clean the harbors. And then do other community things like food drives and things like that. So it's a great place to work, a great little hotel, lots of indoor-outdoor function space, a lot of technology that goes with it. For example, when you're in the room and you open your lanai door, which is your balcony, all of the AC will turn off automatically.
Wow.
And it won't turn on unless you're actually checked into the hotel. And a lot of meeting rooms, which you'll probably see in like bigger hotels, it's kind of a centralized heating and cooling system. And in our hotel, each individual room has its own temperature gauge, and it's only utilized when there's actually a meeting in place.
Oh, cool.
Lots of fun.
Thank you so much for supporting GMIC.
Of course. I'm a proud GMIC member.
Awesome.
Awesome.
It's a super chic hotel.
So we have Chicago. Hopefully you've heard of the city. In case you haven't, the population is 9 million, and evidently there's that many things to do as well. So McCormick Place and Navy Pier, those are two of the largest facilities you can meet at. We're actually doing a PYM Live event next week at the Sky Deck in Chicago, which is the old Sears Tower, and I believe it's called the Willis Tower. So very cool. So choose Chicago, friends. And we've got I Comply Sustainability. Hey guys, I was just kind of walking around because the virtual audience had requested that I show them who's exhibiting at GMIC.
You have your
The glass on, yeah. So tell me.
I'll step out of the way.
no, we're having a real conversation.
Yeah, have the conversation. It can be casual.
So why don't you ask me a real question?
Take my card if you need anything.
Well, yes, Steve.
So do you certify meeting planners, or do you certify hotels, or what do you?
Right now, the way the standards work is we certify the suppliers in the event supply chain, the venues, the convention and visitors bureaus, the food and beverage companies, literally everyone who makes up a supply chain.
Okay.
Now, obviously, a planner is part of that supply chain as well. And so the next part of this process is to devise a way for the planners themselves to get certified. So that's part 2.
Oh, excellent. Very cool. So it looks like they can get more information. So you're working closely with the Convention Industry Council
And GMIC.
and GMIC. Perfect. Because that was one of the questions that some of the virtual audience had yesterday, which is, I know we have a certificate program right now through GMIC, and this whole conference was actually planned by the students, which I think is brilliant. Amazing. So when is the next enrollment period for the certificate?
Well, and that's what we need to, this was a pilot, this was the first time program, and now we're going to be wrapping it up, and I think we've experienced a lot of success with it, so we feel great about that. And now we just kind of need to see what our next steps are. How often can we offer it? You know, what is the demand out there? You know, but we definitely think it's going to be something we're going to continue because it was so successful. So more to come.
Yeah, and it's great for a volunteer organization to actually have an events team that's that sophisticated.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And you know, there's the sustainability planning of an event is. You know, to have that expertise and to have that that pool of knowledge to pull from and that dedication is really great. And so we'd love to be able to work with other industries as well, because we feel like, you know, it's not just a GMIC thing. We should be able to, you know, help some of our other industry partners be able to implement these practices at their conferences too.
So now, do you have a booth here as well?
No.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Just walking the floor with me.
Yeah, exactly. Following you around.
Hey, guidebook.
Hi.
Good. How are you? So I was just filming the people who are exhibiting for our virtual audience.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, no problem. So is there anything that you'd like them to know about you?
Yeah, absolutely. So Guidebook is a mobile app for events. So we really focus on sustainability by reducing the amount of money and time and effort that goes into printing all of the materials that you'd have at an event typically. So signage or something similar to this. Any of the information that you want to take mobile, you can provide with Guidebook. So we provide a really user-friendly interface for the end users, and there's a lot of customization and branding that you can do with the app as well.
And what's nice is that, you know, if you are kind of like, I used this for our 2012 events, the free version, and I thought it was such a great solution. If you just need an app that has just the agenda and the, you know, it's
Absolutely.
just the basic components. If you don't need them, something like
Right.
yeah, and then you can kind of add on and get more complex as your needs change.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah, cool. It's good to see you here. Thank you for supporting GMIC.
Absolutely. We're happy to be here.
All right, so let me see if there's anybody that I missed. So we heard from V2. You can actually, I interviewed a couple of the people from V2. They're a live online event production company. They're based in Portland. They also have a certification portal. So if you have an association that offers education, they have a reporting platform, can do everything from registration and pricing to attendee interaction and telephone. It's pretty comprehensive. So we spoke with Aaron and Jessica earlier. You can find that video in the GMIC playlist. And then G2 Planet, we also spoke with this morning. So here's their exhibit booth. So if you saw that video already, but this is really awesome. They're going to donate $1 to the Clean Water Fund for every business card they receive. So this is an online event management system. And if you missed our interview with Mark, you can go online and see that. And did you want to say something, Mary? You were very shy this morning and kind of.
Shy, but I at least make this go away.
Oh.
Oh, now we have to log back. Oh, no.
Technology. Technology. Cool. Well, thank you very much for supporting GMIC.
No, it's been a lot of fun.
Cool. And we also spoke with Sendan Arcanio this morning, so you can find that as well on the GMIC playlist. And Get Planning. Hey.
Hey,
Good. How are you doing? Good to see you again, too.
It's been an awesome conference.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, it's
I'm
been really
glad.
good. Great people, great subjects. Really good.
Yeah. What time are we at right now?
Oh, we are at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock.
Okay, great. So I still have another hour, I think, to kind of wander around before we broadcast live again. But it's good to see you. So we interviewed that guy, so you can go watch that up. So Aramark, small steps, big returns. So nutritional and sustainable, reducing packaging, increasing recycling and composting, sustainable food initiatives, the partnerships they've built with the community, with local venues.
So to be able to actually
The Mission Bay Conference Center at the University of California, South
future
San Francisco.
where we have environments where
So it looks like they're working on their big transformative ideas. So we have a Silomar Conference Grounds. So this is in Pacific Grove, California on the Monterey Peninsula.
20 of in the building, and those
Wow, if you were in the market for a lodge retreat, you would be really hard pressed to make a decision. There are a lot of really interesting rustic properties that are exhibiting here.
I will say this, I don't know much about it, but my ex is
And that is our tour of our exhibit hall, as it were. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that you found some resources that you may want to research further. Here are the sponsors of GMIC. There we are right there. But yeah, fun, well, and prosper, friends. And if you're curious to learn more about GMIC, look up that hashtag. There's been some fantastic, amazing, transformative things shared.
Our biggest landfill.